Welcome to the Fascia-Informed Therapist, the essential podcast for occupational therapy professionals looking to deepen their understanding of fascia's pivotal role in therapy and health. I'm your host, Amy Mayer, an experienced occupational therapist, practice owner, and dedicated educator. Here we'll dive into the fascinating world of fascia, exploring its significance in the human body and its critical influence on occupational therapy practice. Each episode will bring you cutting-edge insights, expert interviews, and practical strategies to help you confidently integrate the science of fascia into your therapeutic approach. Whether you're a seasoned practitioner or just starting out, our goal is to equip you with high-quality, evidence-based, and fascia-informed continuing education opportunities that will enhance your skills and benefit your clients. So join us as we unravel the complexities of fascia and transform the way you practice occupational therapy. All health and wellness practitioners are welcome. Let's learn, grow, and evolve together. Hi, this is Amy, and this is another edition of the Fascia-Informed Therapist. It's September 22nd, and last weekend, Caitlin and I were in Granby, Colorado at the Colorado Occupational Therapy Conference. And I have to tell you, this group did an amazing job with this conference. This was probably one of the first of its kind. They called it a destination conference. It was definitely the first for them, and they did a fantastic job. They put their conference together in Granby, Colorado at a place called Sun Outdoors, which has lots and lots of tiny houses, one of which I stayed in with a couple other lovely ladies. And they have Airstreams, they have camping, you can bring an RV. And then they have lots of things on site. It's kind of like a little, maybe informal resort. They have a restaurant, they have a bar and grill, they have a workout center, they have a conference center, they have pickleball courts, they have a little lake you can paddleboard on, they have bicycles to rent and paths. And anyway, it was a really, really cool place, and it was their best turnout, they said, that they've ever had. And if you're interested, contact them and see what they did. This is the second time I've been to their conference, and they do a fantastic job. So if you're an occupational therapy practitioner on a conference planning committee, talk to them. They're amazing. So we did a 2-hour session on posture, which was hard after doing a 3-hour session on posture for Kansas to dial it back. And pretty much what we didn't get through in this conference was the correctives, or what can you do to help your clients. More so, we just got through evaluating posture from an objective standpoint, and had them go through and evaluate themselves. And that's always so very, very eye-opening. And getting people into these postures and having them into what is biomechanically considered a neutral posture in standing and sitting, and listening to their responses, watching and listening to their responses. And I had them sitting in that position, and one gal was like, I can't hold this for very long. And my response back to her was, well, I sat kind of in that posture for most of the presidential address this morning. So it's possible. It's just something that you have to gently work on conditioning your body. It's like if you want stronger biceps, you have to condition them to be stronger, right? You have to work at it. Same thing with your posture. You have to keep working at it until your body becomes literally reshaped from the fascia out to support that particular position. And again, if we want our bodies to work like a body is designed, we have to be comfortable in a neutral position. We have to choose it frequently, but vary from it often. And that was also a hard thing for them to some of them, I won't say everyone, just, some people ask questions, right? And make comments, grasping that it's important, or there's not a bad posture. There's not a bad posture. If your body can get into that posture, you're designed to be able to do that. The problem only comes when you choose that posture so frequently that your body has shaped you, your fibroblasts have shaped your fascia into that in order to support you, so much so that it makes it difficult for you to achieve other postures, especially when you start being asymmetrical. I read something online recently that somebody was saying that posture is like your fingerprint. Your posture is unique to everybody, and that, I would say, is most definitely true. You can definitely see in the distance who's, if you're waiting for a friend to show up, and you may not be able to make out the features of their face or anything yet, but when you see them walking towards you, you can often pick them out based on their posture, their gait pattern, and that's probably a very subconscious thing that we're doing, but we can do it. And yes, everybody does have but that person followed it up with that we can't ask people to change. Asking someone to change their posture is like asking them to change their fingerprint, and I couldn't disagree with that more. I think we have to create bodies that are able to function in the world. And if we're going to fully function in the world, we have to have good access to our joints, and we have to have good access to movement in places of our body that need to be able to stretch and open up, like our chest, if we're going to reach our arm out to the side. We have to have access, and in order to maintain that access well into our later years, we have to work on good, neutral posture and being comfortable in that, because that's where we function best. We did the little, and we've done this on the podcast before, where you tuck your bottom under and you stick your head forward, and then you try to lift your arms or try to turn your head. You just can't do it. So you have to teach people that how you hold your body matters to your ability to function, and connect those dots for people. Anyway, it was really fun. It was really active. We didn't have PowerPoints. We didn't have a microphone. We were in a big circle. I think we had 34 people there, 36 with Caitlin and I, and it was super fun and active. And hopefully we changed some thinking about posture and just got people. Well, another thing that I said to them, and I think I said this for the Kansas one too, was because people were asking some really good questions about, well, what about this and what about that? And I'm like, I don't even know that diagnosis that you just said, so I cannot give you an answer as to how this fits in. I'm giving you science that I want you to integrate into your practice. Take what's important, and I'm sure everybody could take a whole lot from that. But if you've got somebody who, has difficulties standing on their own, not everything's going to apply, right? But if you're somebody who works with people in wheelchairs, it absolutely applies. Anyway, so that's the first half of what I wanted to talk about today. The second half is what I talked about last time, was national conference and AOTA. And when we were on our way home, we were in the airport, we got our response from AOTA on our proposal submission. And we submitted a 3-hour workshop, and we got put on the wait list, which super bummed me out. And I think what I want to do is read you our submission, just so you're and if you're a fascia person, which you probably are if you're listening to this, you're probably going to go, what? How come this didn't get in? And it may still get in, but it may not. And their response is that you will know by February 1st if you're in or you're out. I don't know. They may tell us before, but they said they're not even going to tell you where you are on the wait list or how close you are. So I think it makes it a little difficult to plan when conference is in April, and it's all the way out in Philadelphia. So anyway, so here's the title: Fascia Science, New and Expanding Applications for Occupational Therapy Practice. And the abstract synopsis: science is reshaping the view of the human body and the fascial system's role in movement, proprioception, interoception, and nociception. In this course, we'll explore fascia's impact on health and functions and its implication for practice. Here's our learning objectives. Integrate fascia anatomy and physiology into our understanding of how the human body optimally functions. Apply fascia science to explore, create, and implement interventions in various practice areas. So, abstract. Science is reconstructing our understanding of the human body and how it functions. And I put a little reference in there from Sharkey and Flanagan in 2023. Previously thought to be inert, the fascial system now plays a primary role in movement, proprioception, interoception, and nociception. The National Institute of Health is spending millions to study the system and its role in pain, health, and function. Another reference, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, 2020. In occupational therapy, the new insight into fascia can expand how we view existing problems by providing an additional layer of scientific information. Just as our understanding of other body systems, example, muscular, lymphatic, nervous, influences our choices in evaluating and treating our clients, the fascial system will do the same. In this course, we will discuss key facts about fascia, including that it is 10 times more innervated than muscle, which can change how we approach coordination and balance changes. Reference Stecco 2021. Research shows that thicker fascia is linked to major depressive disorder, resulting in decreased interoception and increased physical pain. Reference McCulloch et al. 2022. Fascial dysfunction is linked to conditions like frozen shoulder and tongue ties in infants. Research also indicates that overly stiff fascia plays a role in immune system response and may serve as a pathway for cancer cells. Attendees will be exposed to the scientific evidence supporting fascia's role in these areas of concern and many more areas relevant to practice. Following a discussion of the anatomy and roles of fascia, as well as the latest research in this area, participants will reflect on how this information applies to practice, solving existing challenges. Participants will discuss their ideas in both small and large group formats. Occupational therapy has a significant opportunity to engage with this emerging science to shape interventions, education, and future research to improve client outcomes and greater practitioner satisfaction. And the topic categories I chose were innovative and evolving practice, and secondary topic, general and professional issues. So here's where the problem came in based on the feedback. In the past, when I have submitted year after year after year, I always have chosen beginner, because to me, if you have gotten through your anatomy courses and become an OT or an OTA, then you have the ability to understand basic science. And so that's what I'm putting out there. And so I'm like, okay, well, this is new information. I'm going to present it at a beginner level. It's beginner level material. And every year they say, no, it's not. This is complex. So I went and said, okay, this is advanced. It's geared towards practitioners with a comprehensive understanding of the subject matter on current theories, standards of practice, as well as current literature and research. So my rationale was this workshop builds on existing knowledge of the human body and how it functions in the context of occupational therapy practice. Participants will integrate new scientific knowledge about the fascial system into their existing beliefs, because there's a lot of myths about fascia, and framework for practice to formulate new ideas and approaches to care. This workshop involves a high level of reflection, discussion, participation, and sharing. And that's another really important piece of what they ask for is, how are you going to make this active? And my stuff is always active, but they don't know that. The other thing we don't get to submit is a bio, so they have no idea who's speaking to them. The other issue is you get 2,000 characters, not words, characters for your abstract. So it's really, really tough to explain what you want to explain, especially with something really new and complex. And typically I get bashed a little bit for not having an OT reference, but there's just not it. There's not any. So anyway, we got really great scores, all 4s and 5s there were 3 reviewers, and all 4s and 5s with one exception. And one exception was that the level of material is appropriate for identified target audience. One reviewer said 5, one reviewer said 4, and one reviewer said 2. So, but that is the only thing in there lower than a 4, and the highest you can get is 5. So the comments were really all around. The main comments were that, I'll just read them to you. As identified, this topic is an emerging area of practice. This may be better geared toward an intermediate level with more guided approach to reflection than advanced level workshop, which you are expecting there to be attendees with deep knowledge base related to the topic who are able to self-guide. I don't know where that comes from, the self-guided piece. The rest of the feedback proposal is coherent. Material seems to be articulated at a more intermediate than advanced level. The link to occupational performance is not clear, as most of the content seems geared toward understanding underlying physiology. Of course, I disagree with that, but although intervention is mentioned in the objectives, it's not clear in the abstract how this will be achieved. I don't know how to articulate it any better. And like I said last podcast, I had 2 of really amazing writers and colleagues who have both presented at the local and national level many times. Look this over. So anyway, I don't know. I think there's so many misconceptions about fascia that even though we scored really well, it got pushed off to the side. And I got to be honest, it really bummed me out for about I don't know, maybe I'm still bummed out about it a little bit, because I just know in my gut how much this is going to really help our profession to understand this science and start integrating into what we already know. And it's helped me so much. It's helped the therapists that have come and worked with me have just been giving amazing feedback on what it's done for their. I got a text from one of the therapists recently who said that she had worked with a woman who had, I believe it was pelvic floor issues, and had seen another practitioner for 9 months and didn't get anywhere. And the person said that she was 50%, her client said she was 50% better after 2 sessions. And one of the primary things they worked on was posture. So I really want all this in the hands of my fellow practitioners. I think it's going to be a game changer for a lot of us and across all different practice areas. So I am going to wrap it there, and hopefully you guys will continue listening and learning about your fascial system, and maybe take the science course when we open it up again, and keep learning about posture too. So important. Okay, have a great day, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to the Fascia-Informed Therapist. It's been a pleasure sharing insights and strategies to help you integrate fascia science into your practice. I'm Amy Mayer, and I hope today's episode has inspired you to explore further and take your therapeutic skills to the next level. Remember, we're committed to creating and providing top-notch, evidence-based, fascia-informed continuing education that empowers you as an occupational therapy practitioner. Stay connected with us for more enriching content, and don't forget to check out our online courses to deepen your expertise. Until next time, keep expanding your knowledge, refining your skills, and confidently applying the science of fascia to your practice. Here's to advancing together in health and wellness.